Ladies and gentlemen, Stephen A. Smith. You definitely have gotten yourself in some sticky situations.
Some would call him the GOAT, LeBron James.
I don't call him the GOAT. Michael Jordan won 6 titles, 6 NBA Finals MVP, never once allowed a championship series to get to a Game 7. They created rules to stop him. But damn it, I ain't here to make you feel good. I'm here to give you facts.
When LeBron confronted you, what was that like?
I never did what he implied that I did. And to paint that narrative, just because you don't like the fact that I don't view you as the GOAT, really pissed me off.
You had an encounter with someone by the name of Danhausen.
You are cursed, Stephen A. Smith.
Me?
The Danhausen curse is real. I've seen him do it to everyone in my organization.
I'm not worried about me, but them damn Knicks don't look the same.
Tommy Fury is fighting Eddie Hall, former world's strongest man.
Tommy Fury's got decent boxing skills.
Yep.
Minimal power.
What's your take on the AJ Fury fight?
Anthony Joshua can knock anybody out, but he can also get knocked out by anybody.
Do you feel partially responsible for the fact that Jake fought Anthony Joshua?
I actually did. I was like, I ain't telling him to do that.
You in the WWE.
You know what? I think that Paul Heyman needs some competition. You know, I think that
Who is the most unstoppable force in the WWE right now?
I want to see this brother go for the heavyweight championship.
Wow, Las Vegas, WrestleMania 42. Are you ready for the #1 podcast in the world? So without further ado, let's meet our first host. Hit it.
You're too old to be doing that here.
Wow. That's right. He is one half the Impulsive Show, founder of 1010 Burger, and of course the best-selling author of The Fifth Vital. Ladies and gentlemen, from Milford, Connecticut, it is Mike Malak. Wow, Mike, how does it feel to be here in Las Vegas?
Fantastic!
You know,
how's everybody doing out there?
I think all of a sudden this might be like a heel show. I don't know. We'll see what the crowd feels like today. You're looking good, Mike. Unk status in the building. We got the #1 Unk in the building right here.
I got the Unk shoes on, too.
Are you ready to meet the face of the franchise? Are you guys ready to meet the co-founder of Impulsive, the founder of Prime Hydration, and of course the brand new collectible platform, Rip It? Ladies and gentlemen, face your attention to the main stage. Hit it. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. He is one half of your WWE World Tag Champions. He's making Cleveland, Ohio proud. He is the Maverick. He is Logan Paul.
And she said she's gonna get it tattooed on her arm.
Do it.
Is that a good idea?
Yes, it is.
Are you sure? I'm gonna have her say it so everyone knows.
Hey, have Jeff have her sign a consent form for that.
Yeah, we are gonna need you to sign a form. All right, wait, so what do you want?
Humble.
You want me to write humble?
Yes.
And then what?
Just humble.
And what are you gonna do with it?
Tattooed right here.
Horrible idea, but Matt humble. All right. It's actually kind of hard. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. You're a legend. All right, I have no time. Stephen A. Smith got us. He got a hard out. He got a hard out. Coming in hot.
Yeah! Yo, this is fun, Logan.
That's the most athletic thing I've ever seen you do. That's incredible.
Should I go for the moonsault?
Dude, if we get an elliptical up here, Mike will go crazy. Well, our guest is actually waiting back there. We took a lot of time. He's a busy guy. We have been trying to get this guy on our podcast for, years.
Years
now.
and years.
Absolute
and years.
legend.
Very busy.
A voice of sports, represents generations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to introduce to you Stephen A. Smith. Does Stephen have music?
I think he does.
Hey, cue the music.
Yeah, he's poor guy.
Give him something. Oh, don't do him like that. Yeah.
Hey.
The man, the myth, the legend. Stephen A. Smith.
What's up, y'all?
What's up, dude?
All right, cut the music. Let's get serious. Stephen, answer honestly, please. Do I need a haircut?
Yeah. You look good, though.
Steven,
when you as talented as you are, you can get away with it, but that don't mean you don't need it.
Yeah, thanks, Stephen. Yeah.
I got a text today from someone, a girl named Hallie Batchelder. She's a creator from New York. She said, "What is going on with Logan's hair? He cannot be serious."
He can get away with it.
Yeah.
He can get away with it.
You know why?
You
To
good.
Hallie and everyone wondering what I'm doing. Because look, I see the tweets. They say it's crazy to have that kind of haircut at 30 years old. You're right. You're absolutely right. But when I wrestle tomorrow and I'm sweaty and it's movement,
Nobody will care.
no, it's gonna look sick. It's gonna look sick. Steven, I'm committed. Right? I'm committed to wrestling. I'm a full timer now.
How you feel about that?
No. This is our show and you're the guest. So how do you feel about that?
I don't mind. I don't mind at all. You know, you deserve it. You know, I gotta give you props where it's due. You're a hell of an athlete. You always in shape. You don't cheat fans. You bring it. So you know, I've always had love for you and your brother.
Yeah,
you
man,
know
it's,
that.
dude. It's always been nice because you. I actually don't mind not hearing it over the speaker. I could just. This is much better. You man, you got hot takes, and you've been known to be pretty critical, but you've always been pretty nice to me and my brother. You know.
You deserve it.
I appreciate that, Steve.
Y'all, to me, y'all, what you and your brother have never been given enough credit for is that, especially when it came to the sport of boxing, you reminded everybody you don't need to be at the mercy of promoters. You can market yourself. I only had one criticism about your brother, and I told him to his face, he knows this. He can fight. Stop beating up non-fighters. You understand? And so he got to the ring, and even though he lost his last fight, I didn't look at that as a negative at all. You going in there against Anthony Joshua, that was 250 pounds. You know, he didn't have to go that route. I didn't tell him to go that route.
Do you feel,
he didn't have to go that route, but I give him a lot of props where it's due, and I appreciate what y'all do for sports. I really do.
Do you feel partially responsible for the fact that Jake fought Anthony Joshua and had his
I actually
jaw-
did. At the moment, I was like this. I ain't tell him to do that. I ain't tell him to do that. I was just saying, get in the ring with a cat that's a boxer, but even if you're gonna get into the ring with an elite fighter, it didn't have to be somebody 50 pounds heavier than you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, wait a minute. That's not. Anthony Joshua walks around at 250. You didn't have to do that. Get in the ring with somebody 200. That's all I was saying.
It's kind of off topic, but what do you think the next step on the ladder looks like for Jake Paul right now?
First of all, Jake can take a punch. He damn sure can give one. And both neither him nor Logan, they don't mind being hated. You know, at the end of the day, Logan said something this morning on First Take that is absolutely on the money. He talked about the enemy of all this, it's indifference. You're not indifferent about the Pauls. You're not indifferent. You're gonna walk into the ring, you're gonna root for Paul, you're gonna root for Jake, or you're gonna root against him. But in the end, he's not going to cheat you. You know he's training, you know he cares, you know he's trying his best, you know he's not taking it for granted. And guess what? He could take a L and come back. And I don't think there's any problem with that whatsoever. And I think that if he fights guys his size, not too bigger, fights guys his size, he'll beat most of them. He really, really will. I like Jake. I really do.
The Anthony Joshua of it all is really interesting. Not to make it too somber, but he obviously went through something just absolutely devastating and tragic.
Car accident.
In the accident, yeah, losing his
2 friends.
Losing his 2 friends. I mean, bro, it's it's horrible. It's inexplicable. It's one of those things where, when I see something like that happen, I'm just like, why? Why did that happen in this lifetime? And I was unsure how he was going to bounce back, if he was going to bounce back, what that looks like. How does someone overcome that something as hard as that in their lifetime? And it seems like there may be some promo or something leading up to a AJ Fury fight. Yeah. What's your take on just Anthony's situation in life and where he's going to take
Anthony Joshua's a really good guy. One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Class personified. Respects the game, respects you as a human being, the whole bit. As a boxer, here's what makes him one of the most exciting fighters out there. He can knock anybody out, but he can also get knocked out by anybody. And I think that's why Jake Paul took the fight, because Anthony Joshua has a suspect jaw. He's shown that. And Jake's mentality, I have no doubt, is I just got to catch him. I just got to catch him.
One lucky punch.
Listen, I've spoken to Jake enough times to know that's how Jake thinks. You know, so you know that's your brother. You know I'm not lying. If he looks at you and he feels like, if I just catch you, that's all it takes, then he doesn't have a fear. He has a respect, but he has no fear.
Indeed.
And I think that's why he got in the ring with somebody as big and as experienced as Anthony Joshua. Because Anthony Joshua can knock anybody out, but if you clip him right, anybody could get him. We've seen him fall.
It was it was high risk, high reward. Which you know, Jake and I like that. We like to live in that space. If it's not a non-zero chance, like, come on,
roll the dice.
You have to go for it.
And Jake's mentality is like, yo, what do I have to lose? I'm gonna get paid major dollars. What is it, $91 million? I mean, he was like this, yo, I get in there, I got a chance if I catch him. If I don't catch him, hell, I lost to a former heavyweight champion. Who's gonna really hold that against me? And it was good thinking on his part. I'm thinking from the standpoint of winning. All he had to do was go in against somebody that was a bit smaller, because that's the problem Deontay Wilder made with Tyson Fury, and I was fearful for a long time it was gonna ruin his career. Tyson Fury is the superior boxer, that's true. But nobody's a superior puncher to Deontay Wilder. This brother got a nuclear right, he'll put anybody to sleep. Here's the problem. You're going up against a cat 38 to 40 pounds heavier. Even when he misses, he's leaning on you. He's putting his body weight on you. He's taking your legs from you. And he told Deontay Wilder before the trilogy, the third fight, that's exactly what I'm gonna do to you. And he did it. And Deontay called him not once, but twice in that 4th round. I thought he was ready to go in the 3rd. He survived. Comes out in the 4th round, clips him twice, gets him. But Tyson recovers, and he's using his weight, and he puts, that's why when you fighting somebody bigger, you know what? You gotta have the ability to clip them, but you also gotta have the ability to move so they can't lean on you. Because if they lean on you, they're gonna snatch your legs from you, and it's gonna take your power.
I mean, that was definitely part of our strategy with Floyd.
Yeah.
It was just simple math, man. I'm 40 pounds heavier. By the end of the 6th round, if I'm leaning on him every time he gets under me, like, he's strong, yeah, he's a freak athlete, but that takes a toll.
Exactly.
And it's why weight classes are important. Hey yo! I'm sorry. I used to do it in my vlogs. It's the entrance for my theme song. Hey yo, I'm sorry. I got 2 shirts up on WWE Shop Fanatics right now. I hate Logan Paul. Yes, I am the one behind it. You gotta monetize the haters. And still humble, because after all, I am your humble king. And I'm gonna stay humble because I'm just that humble. You can grab my shirts and all WWE merch, hats, tees, replica title belts, superstar collections on WWE Shop and Fanatics. Get yours today. Back to the show. There's a spectacle fight coming up that I'm actually pretty interested in Tommy Fury versus Eddie Hall. Are you familiar with this?
I'm not, no.
Dude, so Tommy Fury, Tyson's little brother, is fighting Eddie Hall, former world's strongest man.
Wow.
Who's man, probably 350, 400 pounds, deadlifts 1,000+ pounds, I don't think most people will ever meet someone in their life who's as strong as this individual. And so I am actually curious what's going to happen in a fight like that.
Tommy Fury's got decent boxing skills.
Yep.
Minimal power.
And this guy is actually not bad at boxing. Eddie Hall's been training boxing.
Now, Tommy Fury's got the ability to keep you at bay with his boxing skills.
Yeah, true.
But I don't view him as somebody that has the power to really, really take you out. And if you're going into the ring against a cat that's powerful, very strong, and in shape, that can stalk you all fight long, I think he could be in trouble. When he fought your brother, I thought the biggest mistake Jake made, Jake was looking to take him out.
Yeah.
And so what happens is if Jake had come in, and let's say, for example, he was prepared to go the full distance, like stamina-wise, where he could have stalked him longer and he was more active with his punches, I think he would have beat Tommy Fury.
He had a bad day. I know him. He just had a bad day. It happens. It's scary with boxing. It's part of the reason why being a boxer is so difficult. It's like, man, you train for what, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. You have one day to hope that you're feeling 100%. It's hard.
Speaking of being taken out, you had an encounter this morning with someone supposedly with a lot of power by the name of Danhausen.
Steven, we're a little worried for you because
I'm worried that maybe it might be this curse might be contagious. I shook hands with him, and
it's real. The Danhausen curse is real. I've seen him do it to everyone in my organization except me. I try to keep my distance from him, but you got cursed by Danhausen.
I ain't worried about him. That don't scare me. You know, I think what I'm worried about is that it's gonna have an effect on my New York Knicks.
That's what I'm
against the Atlanta Hawks.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. You know, I'm not worried about me, but them damn Knicks don't look the same, and I'm very upset about it. So I'm hoping he didn't jinx them, but I'm not worried about him jinxing
that next trip to New York is ugly for you if something happens. You know.
You know what? Listen, if the New York Knicks lose to the Atlanta Hawks, they deserve whatever criticism they get. I'm not gonna feel so. We ain't won a title since 1973. We ain't been to the finals since 1999. We were in the conference finals last year. We were in game 7 of the conference semifinals the year before that. We lose in the first round this year. That's a huge step back, which means change is gonna come because it need to be made. Now people sit up there and say, you talk about sports. You can be critical. Well, damn it, here's the deal. If you're competing, there are winners and there are losers. You understand? If you're not critical of the losers, you ain't celebrating the winners. So that's what comes with it. And everybody's trying to win, right? And you're taking the risk that if you lose, you're gonna be called out on it. That's the risk you take. That's what it goes with. It ain't personal. We ain't talking about what's going on in your bedroom. We ain't talking about what's going on in your privacy, your home, or anything like that. We're talking about what you put on public display, whether it's boxing, whether it's wrestling, whether it's UFC, whether it's basketball, football, whatever it is. If you go out on public display, you are open to scrutiny. That's what comes with it. And that's what separates the great ones from people who are just wannabes.
Clearly, this Knicks team this year is incredible. I would assume you would say one of the stronger teams since the last championship. No?
Say what?
The New York Knicks team this year is a strong one, right?
They're not stronger. That's my problem with them. They don't look stronger. They look softer. That's my problem.
Okay.
They're just as skilled, if not more so, because they have more depth. But the New York Knicks look softer this year than they looked last year.
You're telling me Karl Anthony Towns is soft?
No, I'm telling you they look softer. They've been playing softer. I like it. I would never call a professional athlete soft.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? You went through too much to get where you are. So when we're critical, we're not critical of you in literally. We're critical of you comparing you to your contemporaries. You know what I'm saying? If I sit up there and I say, Logan Paul did X, Y, and Z, and that's why he lost, I'm not acting like I can beat him. I'm saying your contemporaries, people you signed up to go up against, are better than you. It just so happens that he's better than them.
I think a lot of people don't realize that when you're doing that critique. I feel like a lot of people are like, well, then you do it, right? But I get it. That's not what you're saying. You're just, and by the way, that's your job.
Here's the deal. Think about you growing up watching sports and what inspired you to do. It wasn't just watching folks perform. It was watching the adulation. It was watching the celebration. It was listening to the critique and hearing the difference between good and great. and aspiring to be something that most people can't be. So all of us play a role in promoting the sport. You know, the WWE and what it's doing. It's in partnership with ESPN. It's beautiful that I like Logan Paul. It's beautiful that I root for him. But it's also good for me to support him. I'm a teammate. I don't want you to fail. I want you to succeed. So if I'm getting on you for doing something, it ain't because I'm celebrating you messing up. It's because I'm mad at you messing up something that's good because I want you to succeed. And I think that when people look at people like me, they might say I'm being critical about certain things, but if you really, really hearing what I'm saying, I'm getting on you because I want you to be all you can be, not because I'm wishing for you to fail.
Look, I hear you, but you definitely have gotten yourself in some sticky situations.
Yeah.
I mean,
So
Kyrie
bad.
Irving, Kevin Durant, LeBron James.
I actually have an exercise right now that I'd like to do if you don't mind.
Like
based on
push-ups?
based on this topic.
Sit-ups?
Would you mind?
Can you even do push-ups?
I could do a couple. How many do you want me to do?
No, what's your exercise?
If I give you a name, I'm just gonna read off a list of names. Could you just give me the first word that comes to mind?
First word that
Yeah,
comes
it's
to my
first
mind.
word.
Okay.
Let's go Ohtani.
Ohtani?
Is that the word?
Shohei Ohtani. This dude, superstar.
Superstar.
He's, oh my God. He's on another level, man.
Kevin Durant.
Sniper.
Let's go Kyrie Irving.
Magician.
Not flat earth.
Huh?
Flat Earth.
Magician. I mean, magician.
Yeah.
With his ball handling skills. Sensational. Yeah.
Let's go Skip Bayless.
Brother.
Let's go Dallas Cowboys.
Black cat. Running around that franchise.
And I guess we'll just end on this one. And these have been really kind answers. It seems like
yeah,
we got
very
ourselves
nice.
Who?
it seems like
you've
we have
been
a
very
really
nice.
I'm being very nice.
Stephen A. Smith today. Just some would call him the GOAT, LeBron James.
LeBron James? I don't call him the GOAT. Savant. Basketball savant.
But not the best player of all time.
No, Michael Jordan. There's nothing to discuss. There's nothing to discuss.
What's the crowd feel
that
about
strongly
that
about
one?
it?
Yes. I know what I saw. See, when people are booing, all you showing is your age and your ignorance. You don't know no better. There's no way that you could watch Michael Jordan and LeBron James and think that Michael Jordan is not the GOAT. All right, so they asked, so let me break it down for you. Michael Jordan has 10 scoring titles. Michael Jordan was a 9-time All-NBA defensive team member. Michael Jordan won 6 titles, 6 NBA Finals MVPs, never once allowed a game to get to a championship series to get to a Game 7. Never once. That was in his 13 years in Chicago. We ain't counting the 2 years with the Wizards. He was trying to become an owner, and they needed him to come out of retirement to have an ownership stake. That's what they needed. We're talking about his 13 years in Chicago. That's what he's done. By the way, played 82 games 7 or 8 times. All 82 games. By the way, it was significantly more physical back then. You see, somebody like you would have got arrested. You understand? You can't touch him. Can't touch him today. Back then, you could mug him. You understand? They created rules to stop him. You understand? Watch The Last Dance. When they were talking about Michael Jordan and The Last Dance, and John Sally said one of the biggest components of the Jordan rules was attack him before he gets airborne, because you know he wasn't human, right? That's what he said. Mike, I got LeBron James on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, one of the all-time top 3, one of the all-time greatest players. But he's lost 6 NBA Finals.
But he's been in more.
He's been in 10 of them. Well, did you see the soft-ass competition he had to go through in the Eastern Conference? Are you kidding me? Michael Jordan ruined franchises. The Cleveland Cavaliers didn't win a title because of Michael Jordan. The New York Knicks didn't win a title because of Michael Jordan. The Indiana Pacers didn't win a title because of Michael Jordan. The Phoenix Suns didn't.
Did the Pistons-
Utah Jazz
Pistons?
didn't. The Seattle Supersonics did it. That means Karl Malone, John Stockton, Gary Payton, Sean Kemp,
the
Kevin
Rayman.
Johnson, Charles Barkley, Dan Marley, Reggie Miller, Rick Smits, Dale. I mean, what are we talking about? There's nothing to talk about here. These are facts, okay? So I get in front of y'all, and I appreciate everything you're saying and your feelings, but damn it, I ain't here to make you feel good. I'm here to give you facts. There is no question. There is no question. And oh, by the way, anybody, any basketball aficionado that you talk to and you ask them to compare the two, they will shut it down for you. LeBron is universally respected, all-time great. Michael Jordan was feared. Feared. There's a difference. You didn't want to see that brother at all. With LeBron, it's like, I got to do this right, I got to do that right, and maybe I could get him. With Michael Jordan, it was like, damn. Let
me ask you this, Stephen. Is any of what you just said potentially subjective to a time when you were on the couch watching this magic happen? I ask you because
I guess you can say it's subjective because it's coming from me and there are opinions that differ. I'm telling you what I saw. I don't believe that it's subjective. I believe, watch. I mean, is there some eye issue? Do you need to see an ophthalmologist? Is something, what's wrong? Because I know what I saw. You understand? And not only that, you know, you see LeBron who could defend. Go back and watch the Orlando series. When Jordan, he comes out of retirement, 17 games left in the regular season in '95. They lose in the second round to the Orlando Magic, Nick Anderson and those boys. They lift Horace Grant, the former Bull, on their shoulders like they did something special because they went and got MJ. Their season is over in May. They supposed to be taking vacation. And plus they just, Grover, who trained Michael Jordan, what's up? Gonna take a break when we train? Jordan said, tomorrow. He looked at the team, you got 2 weeks, and then get back in here. You understand? This ain't happening again. This is before the second three-peat. And then they go back, and they go to the conference finals, and it's Shaq, and it's Nick Anderson, and it's Penny Hardaway, it's Horace Grant. Orlando got a crew. They had just been swept in the finals by Houston, but they still had a crew. And these brothers could barely bring the ball past half court when Jordan and Pippen got up in them like back pockets. You understand? Got up in their drawers. They couldn't do anything. You understand? That's what I saw. Now, we ain't talking about dunks. We ain't talking about overwhelming you in the fourth quarter. We talking about opening a conference finals championship series, snatching your heart out of your chest like you done stole something. Now, you know, being the athlete that you are, you know the difference between beating somebody and beating their ass. And they got their ass kicked. You understand? I'm talking about, we saw cats not recovering for years. We saw certain cats that were never the same as basketball players because they were so traumatized by the ass whipping that Michael Jordan instilled on them. That's what I saw.
Are we sold? Audience, are we sold on that?
That's what I saw.
We got a dude from Cleveland right here whose
I know
entire mind just got changed.
Yeah, no, well, it's very compelling. That's classic Stephen A. Smith. It's very compelling. LeBron's my GOAT. I love LeBron.
You should.
I love LeBron.
Y'all should. All of you. How old are you?
31.
31. So what year is this?
2026.
So in other words, you were born when Michael Jordan, you were 1 year old. You turned 1 the year that Michael Jordan won the first of his second three-peats.
Yeah.
Oh, really? You're so experienced.
Yeah, and
the experience
I
is
definitely don't remember. I don't remember watching.
You just said you don't know shit.
I don't remember watching the games.
I'm just saying, the point is, you can go back, and let's be honest. When people go back and watch games, you really watching highlights. It's very few people that go back and watch the games from start to finish. I was at them. I was there.
Yeah.
I saw what I saw. I saw cats coming into the arena and shaking their head. I saw cats that smiled, you know what I'm saying? They might have been smoking some weed and stuff, chilling out, having a good old time, and then they had to come to the United Center, and all of a sudden, they all depressed. They sitting up there, they worried. They praying they don't get embarrassed and all of this other stuff. It's that kind of stuff that I'm talking about. I'm talking about some cats that's looking at Michael Jordan and talking junk. Kevin Garnett rather. He told that story when he was like, he a rookie and he talking to this cat. Yeah, go at Mike, go at MJ. MJ just looked at him. And all of a sudden, the next thing you know, he started out when he had 10 points and MJ ain't do anything yet. And then the next thing you know, he talking junk and he look up and he out of breath and MJ got 40 and they still on 10. You understand? And they down 30. And he looking at his teammates going like, my bad, I'm sorry, I brought that on
Steven, you know what
I'm talking about.
You know what the kids would say nowadays? They would say you're glazing.
Yeah,
They would say you were glazed. Hey, listen, I'm not saying it. The only reason I even said it is because I want to talk about some wrestling while we're here. I want to talk about some WWE.
I got you. What I'm saying to you is, I don't give a damn what kids are saying. I'm giving you facts.
Yes.
I mean, if you weren't there, I'm giving you an education.
Yeah.
I'm telling you what happened. I was there.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't me just clicking on remote. I was at the United Center.
See, this is what I need to be saying.
I was in Orlando.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All that settle down, grow up.
I saw it.
You weren't here.
Yeah, you weren't
Don't
there.
tell me to grow up.
100%. WWE Universe, we've got some huge news. Your favorite WWE podcasts are recording live at Fanatics Fest, New York City this July 16th through 19th at the Javits Center. Javits Center? Javits Center. Catch live episodes of What Do You Want to Talk About with Cody Rhodes, WWE Now, and of course, your boys Impulsive. We will be there. And that is not all. WWE superstars will be in the building all weekend signing autographs, taking photos, making surprise appearances, including myself. Trust me, you're going to want to be there. Tickets are on sale now at fanaticsfest.com. Grab yours today, and we'll see you there. Steven, you have strong opinions. You have conviction. You know ball. If I'm trying to make some extra shekels and I want to buy the 2026 NBA champion winner on Polymarket, who am I buying? Because Polymarket has the Thunder at about 50% to win the NBA championship.
Let me say this to you. I like their pick of the Thunder. I don't like the odds, like when you talk about that 50%. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Wembanyama beat them 4 out of the 5 times they faced them this year.
Okay.
And it's like, I'm giving you an example. This kind of stuff that I'm talking about, where the kids wouldn't call this glazing. It's along the same principle, but they want to call it glazing when they want to call it glazing, and then they want to ignore it when they want to ignore it. Perfect example here. Wembanyama beat them 4 to 5 times they went against another. You know what stood out of my mind? They beat Oklahoma, I think it was like the 3rd time. And somebody in the media asked Jalen Williams, yo, what's up? Y'all played them 3 times, you lost to them all 3 times, you seem like you can't beat them. And I watched a dude that's 6'7", that averaged over 20, that was on the all-defensive team last year, that dropped a 40-piece in the finals, sit at the podium and go like this. Well, you know, they got this dude over there that's like 7'5", because what he's saying to you is, we're looking at something we've never seen before. We're looking at a 7'5" version of Kevin Durant.
That's crazy.
A 7'5" version of where I watched Victor Wembanyama bring the ball up the court, dance on a cat, crossed him over, and pulled up for 3. I watched him spin and threw a fadeaway, fall away jump shot. I watched him dance on a cat between his legs, juke him and threw a Euro step before a lip. He's 7'5".
Not human.
I interviewed him the night he was drafted in New York City. I was doing the NBA draft for ABC. It was one of the most embarrassing interviews I've ever done, because I'm interviewing you with a mic and I could barely reach it. I came up to here to him. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, this is what we're talking about. The dude is a freak of nature. I'm 6'1", and this dude was 7'5", and I came up to damn near a damn belt buckle.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's a freak of nature.
Well, look, the Spurs are at 15%. Do you like those odds?
I think the Spurs odds should be better than 15% by Polymarket. I think it should be better than 15%.
We buying at 50K right now.
Okay.
Okay, screw
I
it.
think that's a good
I think
play.
they got about a 30% chance.
Wow. All right.
I like that play.
Wow.
I don't think anybody can stop Wemby. I don't think there's anybody out there that can stop Wemby.
Yeah, but you're gonna need the other dudes to step up.
Some depth.
Playoff time, playoff basketball slows down. They turn you more into a half-court team. There's a level of physicality that's allowed. And the interesting part about the Spurs is going to be monitoring the referees, because from game to game it's going to be called differently. They might let it go, the little physicality go a little bit more in one game, and then call it tight another game. You don't know. And not only that, he's box office, so you'll want him on TV, which means he's going to get some calls. He's going to get some calls.
You have any collectibles?
No.
No, you don't collect anything.
No.
That surprises me. How come?
I just don't. I don't think about it. It's like, here's the honest to God, here's what I'm thinking. I wasn't as good as any of y'all. So my job is to go out there and be the very best that I could be at what I'm doing, and to earn my stripes, and don't be caught up in, like, for example, I'm pretty tight with Michael Jordan. I've never asked for his autograph. I've never asked anybody for their autograph in my life.
Really?
It's never happened. I don't do that.
What about a photo?
A photo, yes. Muhammad Ali, if I could have ever gotten a photo with him, I would have wanted one. Of course, I had a photo with Magic Johnson, had a photo with a lot of people, Denzel Washington, stuff like that. But the point is, I don't really think about that. All I think about is showing that based on what I do, I'm elite at that, and I deserve to be in the room based on what I do.
I think you've established that.
Yeah.
I think you've established that, Stephen. Can I hit you with a couple superlatives really quickly?
Couple of what?
We call them superlatives.
Yes.
Who's the best player in the NBA right now?
The best player in the NBA right now is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Who is it?
Shai Gilgeous.
Oh, yeah, of course. SGA.
Alexander.
Yeah, of course.
Shea Butter.
Okay.
Shea Butter.
Who's the most overrated player in the NBA right now?
I'm not going to say overrated. I'm going to show respect. I'm not going to do that to any of them. But I will tell you this. You look at a couple of cats, they could do more. The Rudy Goberts of the world, the Karl Anthony Towns of the world, people like that, some others. They're good. They can just give you more than you're getting. That don't mean they're overrated, but they're underachieving based off of what they can do.
Who is the most unstoppable force in the WWE right now, if you had to choose just one?
I'm not gonna say Logan. I'm not gonna say Logan. I want, honestly speaking, I want to see, especially watching this brother in his arms right now, what he doing. I want to see this brother go for the heavyweight championship. That's what I want to see. I got it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Right now you might be a little bit small for the Brock Lesnar's of the world, Obi Furman's of the world, stuff like that, but I want to see it. You understand? I want you, I know you open things up, you the spark plug, you stir the cup, but I want to see you as the main course. I want to see you close the weekend.
Hey, brother.
That's what I want to see.
Me too. Hey, me too. Look, whether I'm a closer or an opener, I can guarantee that when I'm in that ring, you are going to be watching the most entertaining match of the night. I am a showstopper. I steal the show. It is what I do. It is why I'm here. Yes, Brock is a big boy. Yes, Oba's a big boy. But I'm a big personality. I'm a big wrestler. I'm big everything. It's not just what I can do inside the ring. It's what I can do outside the ring. Even when I'm doing stuff outside the ring, I'm inside the ring. I'm doing a podcast right now with Stephen A. Smith. It's the #1 podcast in the world. I just shot photos with the gang. I was on his show this morning, and guess what? I'm training later. I can do it all, Stephen. I don't know if these guys that we mentioned can do the same thing or say the same thing, but I am looking forward to becoming #1 in the WWE one day, and obviously everyone loves me, and they're very excited to see that happen. Yeah.
Well, I must say, being the sports critic that I am, I'm very happy to hear that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I think, first of all, it wasn't given, it's earned. You've earned everything you've gotten. I would never sit up there and disrespect by implying otherwise. But I will say this, because of what you've already earned, you seem very happy. And my point is, you shouldn't be, because there's more to get. There's more to get.
Fantastic critique. A fantastic critique. That's why we love you, Steven. You're always keeping it real. Always keeping it real. Now, listen, before we go, I do want to ask you about one thing. The LeBron confrontation. That was a bit of a thing. When LeBron confronted you, what was that like?
It was very disrespectful. I thought it was really unfair to me because I never did what he implied that I did. And that was my issue. Like, I never watched his son in high school because I got a crib in LA. His son was right up the road. I never went because I knew if I walked into a gym, everybody would ask me to critique his son, and I didn't think that was fair to his son or to their family. When he got hurt in college with the heart ailment, all we did was pray for him on national television. Hope he got better. He goes to the pros as a Laker, opening night, father-son duo with the Griffeys, junior and senior in attendance. I'm standing up courtside and applauding. But from that point forward, because you hadn't played college, we're expecting him to be in the G League and developing. And one night we see him in the G League, and the next night we see him on in the first quarter defending Tyrese Maxey of the Philadelphia 76ers. I'm like, what the hell is going on there? You can't do that to that kid. He's not ready for that. So it wasn't about the kid. I was saying, you're a basketball savant. You're a basketball genius, one of the greatest players to have ever played this game. You know what's out there. You know what's waiting for him. You can't put him in that position and then ask us as reporters to ignore what we're seeing. We got to cover it. And if he gets out there and gets abused, which he did that night, I said, you can't put him in that position. And so it was clear that when he rolled up on me, he thought that I went after his son to get at him because I critique him. I would never do that. I would never do that to a kid. I know how I was raised. I wouldn't go after somebody's kid. I would never do something like that. And to paint that narrative just because you don't like the fact that I don't view you as the GOAT really pissed me off. Ooh. And so it happened where it happened, but ultimately, I've answered that question on many occasions. I've moved on. I was pretty pissed about it at the time, but looking at my life and what has happened for me, if I'm being honest, it's the LeBron James and the Michael Jordans and the Kobe Bryants of the world and others that have enabled me to be where I am today. Because me covering them, me covering you, me covering everybody is where I've made my bones. So rather than be hateful, I need to let that go. I'm a grown-ass man and be thankful for the career that I have, what I've been able to achieve, and the role that he has played in helping me achieve it. Because if he didn't give me something to talk about, I wouldn't have had anything to talk about, which means I wouldn't have had the career that I've had. So I'm over all of that. I didn't like that it happened. We haven't spoken. I doubt if we'll ever speak. If he wanted to speak to me, I would, but I'll never try to speak to him unless he asked me to. But I don't hate him. I'm not rooting against him. And I hope that he stays long enough to announce that whatever year it's going to be, whether it's next year or the year after, that it will be his last. So we can spend the year celebrating him for the greatness that he has brought to the game of basketball and the world of sports all of these years.
That was beautiful. That was really beautiful. Admirably introspective and quite a roller coaster. It was like this when I was just listening just there. That was awesome. Stephen A. Smith, I like seeing you do more things. I like seeing you do more because you have such a big personality and we like your opinions and you're very likable. And
what about you in the WWE?
Huh?
You in the WWE?
Well, you know what? I think that Paul Heyman needs some competition. I think that Paul Heyman needs some competition.
Hey, that's some heavy competition
I think
there.
So. Paul
That
Heyman,
would go crazy.
Paul Heyman is that dude. He was on my show today, and he confessed that his status at number one would be in jeopardy if I arrived on the scene. And I think he's right. And I'm not saying I would get him, but I would come for him.
Yeah, you come for him.
I would come for him.
Respect.
Did he just cut a promo on our show?
I think so. Dude, ladies and gentlemen, Stephen A. Smith, man. Thank you for joining us. Absolutely incredible. Whoa, live show here at WWE World. WrestleMania this weekend. Oh, man, we can't wait. Enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching this episode of Impulsive. We love you. Hit that subscribe button. We'll see you next time. Take it easy.
Yeah.
Epic.